Hey there, welcome to the Xanadu Biodome update for the beneficial insects that I'm gonna put in here. So I have here a few boxes that I got delivered and put in the fridge last night. And pretty much there's some beneficial insects, and it's because as we continue to add plants and biodiversity in here, of course there are pest insects that appear. So we do have a lot of gnats and flies, which is awesome because we actually have a carnivorous plant collection. And those carnivorous plants are catching, especially the Dracaeras, which are a sundew, kind of a sticky substance like flypaper. Those are catching a lot of the gnats. So today, I got a few things. I got some ladybugs. And I don't know if you can see, well, you can, because I can see it on the camera. See them crawling around? So I'm gonna let those out with my stabby scissors. And there are a lot of aphids that are starting to appear in here, so this will be awesome to help with those. In addition to that, I got some lacewings, and they come in these little packets with what appears to be grain husks or holes. And so I'm going to, these are green lacewing eggs. And the company that I got these from are Nature's Good Guys. I got them from Amazon. And I have purchased from them before for my actual garden outside at my house. And so they ship really well, they ship fast, and really good product. The last thing that I got was some predatory mites. So I got the predatory mites because spider mites appear in here as well. And they come in, wow, that's really cool. They come in this little tiny vial. Like, the package is pretty big. So I thought this would be a much bigger container. But I mean, they are mites, they're not very big. What else is in here? There's something else in here. I think it's just an ice pack. Yeah, so they packed it really well. They packed it with an ice pack to keep things cool, which is why I put them in the fridge last night too, because you need to keep things kind of dormant so that when you are not ready to release them, you can release them in cycles. Otherwise, they become very active and they'll starve and or hatch and start to grow. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. You probably can't see, but all the little tiny ladybug legs are poking through. Can you see all the little tiny black ladybug legs? Okay, I find that extremely amusing. It's little tiny ladybug legs just poking through everywhere. So I'm gonna stop the video. I'm gonna release these. I'm just gonna very carefully cut through the top here and put them, see this Bergmansia behind me? That's actually in full bloom right now, which is beautiful. It smells so wonderful. I'm gonna release them on that. That's actually become quite infested with aphids, as has this right next to it, which is a flowering maple. And both of those would really benefit from these. And of course, there are bugs that are starting to get on other things. The lacewings will attach things like thrips and scale and even mealybugs, which is a horrible one. We don't have any mealybugs in here, thank goodness, yet. We might have eventually get some, but they are just awful. They're horrible. So anything that will eat those would be fantastic. All right, so that said, I'm gonna stop the video here, and then I may pick up a little bit of video kind of showing them crawling around and stuff on the plants. So I very carefully cut open the top, which was really quite difficult actually, because they were so close to the top. I had to spend a little bit of time making sure I didn't hurt any of them. And as you can see, they are just absolutely pouring out. And very quickly, I think that they'll start to find all of the aphids. They're probably hungry. I mean, if I was a ladybug and I got trapped in that bag for a while, I probably would be very, very ravenous. So We'll see. I do know that mostly it's their larvae, which are ravenous feeders, so I will have to see if the actual adult ladybugs are equally as piggy. And I moved the bag a little bit because if you look up on here, and when it's not blurry, hello, get that right there. There we go. Oh my goodness. Sometimes these cameras, there we go. See how there's aphids on those? Yeah. And we really, really don't want to treat things without using just biological stuff, meaning chemicals, because come on, like eventually, sure, I mean, we could wipe things out, and it may be that we have to gently treat some things, but as much as we possibly can, we're going to use biological solutions in here. And, you know, acceptable loss. There's going to be some damage to the plants, and there's going to be some damage to the flowers and by the insect, but that's part of balancing things out. So that'll just have to be how it is. By the way, this is a really pretty flowering maple. So, and as you can see, the Brugmansia trumpets, as it's blooming a lot. So that's really cool. So I'm preparing to release the lacewings, and the lacewings are still eggs. So what we'll do with these, again, they're provided in these little holes, and they provided, the company that I bought these from, Nature's Good Guys, they provided these little boxes. So the little boxes are designed for these holes to be put into, and then as you assemble them, they have these little cutout and holes so you can hang them. And that allows us to distribute the lacewings kind of throughout the biodome where they are needed and where they will hatch and consume some of the insects. So that's kind of fun. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you where they're at. So with the predatory mites, as I release those, they are in this little bottle, vial thing, and accompanied by what appears to be a bunch of vermiculite. And based on the fact that they're predatory mites, they're probably very, very tiny. Where I'm gonna put them though is I'm gonna bring them over to this Brugmansia, which has started to get a little bit of a colony of spider mites on it. It's hard to see based on the webs and stuff, but essentially that's where they are starting to congregate, and there are just tons of them in that area. So with this, I'm just gonna spread these kind of out. There's some leaves, like there's some big leaves that collect things naturally that fall down, and a few other areas. So that's where I'm gonna put them. But yeah, this has become pretty infested with spider mites, and that's easy to treat with chemicals. I just don't want to, and I love the idea of spider mites in general, predatory mites in general, so that's how we're gonna deal with those, and I'll let you know how that goes. And of course, no visit to the dome would be complete without feeding the fish, Glurpy. Hi, Glurpy. And Angelata, that's the name of the other fish. So they're getting big. Also, they're very piggy. Are you guys piggies? Who's a piggy? So that is our little adventure on releasing beneficial insects into the dome. Look at this orchid. Isn't that cool? That just opened, well, you know what? I haven't been here for a couple of days, so I'm a big fat liar if I said it was today. So it opened in the last few days. We're really hoping that not only are we going to continue to try and add beneficial insects, I'm going to put some worms in the soil, beneficial nematodes. We are looking at a mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae being how mushrooms grow underground before the fruiting bodies, which is what you see when the mushrooms come up. And they can be very beneficial to the soil. They break things down. They actually provide nutrients that wouldn't otherwise be available, and they can remove contaminants and things like that. So really, mushrooms are amazing. So there should be, down the road, if we start doing those, I'll do a whole video on that. But the other thing that we're kind of considering doing, and I have a lot of research to do still, is releasing some, maybe 1 or 2 lizards, things like a skink, because skinks will eat snails, they'll eat earwigs, they'll eat lots of things that I don't like and that are in here. So we are looking at doing maybe an anole, a gecko, but the most important thing is we can't put anything in here unless we're absolutely sure that it is the right environment for it, that it will thrive, and that we aren't harming something just for the entertainment value of adding stuff to the dome. In addition to that, we won't add more things than the dome can sustain. So those things are being researched, and we'll want to make sure that those are okay. There are frogs finding their way in here. I love it. We are considering adding some additional frogs as well. There's some great bromeliads for frogs to be in that have pools of water, so I'm really hoping. That will be a different video, but those are some of our plans. I hope you guys liked the little insect release that we did today, and I look forward to other videos with you guys. See you later.